Time.tv.
Previously on Mystical Ninja.
Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z.
Well, hello once again and welcome back to Nathan Plays Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. My name is Nathan and this is Mystical Ninja for the Nintendo 64. In the previous episode, well, man, it's been ages. What did we do in the previous episode? We made it to Festival Village. We had quite a look around there. And then we were just thinking about where to go next. It did take some effort to get to Festival Village. We did have to get that strength power-up, as you saw in the previous lay there. That rather blatantly referenced a popular cartoon. But now that we have that, we're going to explore the lands north of Festival Village. Mutsu, Mount Fear. Another smooth and cool kind of jazzy track welcomes us as we come out here. And more ghosts that we haven't seen in quite a while. Although, I mean, they're pretty slow and not very threatening, so we're just going to run past most of them. Here's the back route to Mount Fear, and as you can see, it is blocked by a thing. Some sort of a stone or obelisk or something. Is there a back route to the back route? Unfortunately not. Also, I'm of course looking for the lucky cats, the life power-ups. See if we can find any of those. So that is a lot of my checking into corners and things. And further on, around the corner, there's another door. Which takes us to Mutsu Shoreline region. Quite a big watery area there, and some sort of flying beasties that look a little bit threatening. We're good on cash, we're good on health. There's not really a huge reason to try to fight them all. So there's a gate underwater, and to open it you have to press the red button. Interesting. Suppose we'll come back to that. And now we have Ugo, the Stone Circle. So this seems to be kind of the end of the regions north of Festival Village. At least the ones that are accessible by land. We have a bit of a stone staircase to kind of a platform here, and some interesting structures around the sides. I switched over to camera mode just to see if there was something I was missing yet again. And as always, I have no idea when to use the camera, because nothing happened. I suppose this place will have some significance later on in the game. Well then, let's see if we can't do something about that red button we've heard so much about. Hop on into the water. Of course, we can't swim down, so it remains to be seen if there's any islands or anything. Not really, it's just a big expanse of blue. Nothing to see there. Back to the obstruction, the back route to Mount Fear. We tried to... it occurred to me that I hadn't actually tried to attack it, and when you hit it just so... it does make a noise as though you're hitting it, but no amount of bombs seem to be doing anything in particular. Which is puzzling, because blowing stuff up is... I mean, what else is there to do? Try hitting it, try yelling at it. So with that sort of dead ends all around, we headed back to town, back to Festival Village, and we're going to hit up our good friend, the fortune teller. And then, of course, we're going to accidentally hit the wrong button while we're trying to skip his text, just so we can hear that wonderful sound again. One more time. Mokube, a pipe maker at Mount Fuji, should be able to increase the power of your weapons. Well, it has been quite a while since we've seen Mokube or been back to Mount Fuji. That's a little bit of a walk from here, and, you know, if I didn't know better, seems like a bit of shameless padding on the part of the developers, although not that this game has been completely free of that. Again, that's just speculation on my part. You know, developers usually don't go out of their way to just add pointless extra content to their games like that. Anyway, back to the Mount Fuji region. And we're heading back up there. It's a good old familiar bit of town with a good old familiar song happening. Oh yeah, drink it in. Closest we could get was that coffee shop that was along the way, so there is still a bit of a walk. And of course, we're going to have to climb Mount Fuji all over again. This might not be such a bother if this were different in any way, but it isn't. The enemy placements, everything is exactly the same. You've done it once, do it one more time. So I will spare you having to watch all of this over again, and we'll just cut right back to the top. There's Mokube's hut. Let's see if he's home. I want him to improve the bombs, specifically. Well, long time no see. We've come for a cup of coffee. Hey, this is no coffee shop. Oh, I messed up. Long time no see. We've actually, please improve our weapons. Okay, stand back and I'll show you what my training has done for me. The mighty yell. Mokube gifts us his improvement. Level 2! And Yae can now use the sword shield. No problem, he says. No charge at all. That's pretty big of him. So the explosion is slightly larger. You can hold down the button and get a sword shield. Whatever that's good for, I'm not sure. It seems like her range might be a little longer. His pipe is definitely larger and more silver than ever. And the hammer is a little bit bigger and also silver. Also, he gets a cute little fire effect on the end of his kunai there. His daggers, whatever. And so, it's time to test these weapons out back on that stone blockage there. So we're gonna slide back down to the bottom of the mountain. Fall damage, I think, can be mitigated by just kind of sliding off of the side of something. Although I'm not sure there is any. I think there is. Skipping through characters, and of course I skipped one too far. You kind of get into a thing when you're pressing that button. Plus, I never bothered to remember the order of the characters while you're skipping through them. And with that, it's a quick dragon ride back to... No, keep going. There we go, Festival Village. From Festival Village, we head north once again to the Mount Fear region. This time I thought I would deal with the ghosts, just in case there was some reason to need to do that. Plus, I wanted to test out my big new fancy hammer. So, having returned to our blockage here, we'll try the bombs on it. And it makes that noise, but still nothing happens. Does this take a lot of hits? No. But one swipe from Yae's sword, and it shoots into the air, and splits in half. Now, I will never know if that was a coincidence that it was just the last hit of all the hits that I needed, or if her sword was the only thing that I needed, like just once on the sword. I'm always gonna wonder, you know? It's gonna bake my noodle forever. So now we can finally start climbing Mount Fear. And what do we get but just sort of big open mountain terraces and more ghosts, which I am choosing to ignore for the time being, because they are slow and annoying. And I'm still good for money. Here at the top, there's a bridge, or not the top, but not even near the top. Why would I use that word at all? Nobody knows. One of the ghosts did manage to snag me on the way up, but meh. Still not bothering. And here's a cabin. What's inside? Oh. A little spooky here. Skulls and things. A witch. You must have come here not knowing what to do. Well, exactly. It's written on our faces, I think. I'm not doing a witch laugh for you, I'm sorry. She's been in this for 120 years, like in this hut, or just the game. There's something. Oh boy. An old man with a strange look in a very dark place. I have to admit that Ibisumaru's fly joke was one of the few that have really worked with that laugh track. So with her powers, she's going to call up Old Man, which we've been really quite anxious to meet. Sasuke in particular. But it's going to be 300 Ryo. Well, as it happens, I do have 300 Ryo. And so the Rich is going to do her ritual. Some ominous thunder and lightning. And the ghostly apparition of Old Man appears. Also known as Wise Old Man, or just Wise Man. Yes, we want to save Kyushu and Amitsu, but we have no idea where to go or look. Oh. Outer space, you say? Yes. Huh. Valid. Valid question. There's one way. Retrieve miracle items from the 4 Flake Gang, leaders of the Peach Mountain. And take it to the altar of the Stone Circle. Ah, we've been there. Then you'll be able to go to outer space. How is another matter entirely. Ah, okay, alright. That tracks. Yes, we do. We've defeated some of the bosses and picked up those things. We only need one more. Good luck on your search, he says. Well, so there we go. 300 Ryo well spent. The witch just yells at us to get going, and we still don't really have a direction to search in for this last miracle item. There's nothing else here at the plateau of Mount Fear. So after just a little bit of sort of poking around, again, trying to find more of those Lucky Cat statues, I decided to haul myself back to Festival Town? Festival Village. And back to the Plasma Man yet again. The weirdo of Peach Mountain, who's around somewhere, has the miracle item you're looking for. Okay, yes, we got that. Listen well to the people of the Festival Village. So go talk to people. You just told you took 10 of my dollars, my Ryo, to tell me to go talk to somebody else. Is that what you did? This is the least helpful you've ever been. Well, the first lady outside of this hut reminds me about the waterfall and how you can become a mermaid there, says the local legend. We did pass that waterfall by in the last episode, and with nobody else really saying anything different, at least of the few people that I polled, maybe now's the time to head back. Also, there's sort of an entrance there under the water. We're going to note that for later. I just now saw it, and thought maybe I should act on that. Alright, so back to the waterfall then. Maybe now's the time. It did tell us on the sign at the waterfall that we were maybe a little bit too soon to be there. But apparently now everything's fine, so we'll go check it out. Nope, put the flute away. There we go. My upgraded sword allows me to one-shot these larger enemies, which is actually pretty convenient because they used to be 2 hits. And then I couldn't be bothered. I didn't test them out extensively, but I imagine the other weapons are in a similar place. They all seem to have a similar strength beforehand. So, back through this sort of windy region here. You can hear the water running. And we're at the waterfall of Goemon. Try out the camera, and once again discover that I have no idea where the camera is supposed to be used. Hop down into the water. But there's not much to see here. There are some platforms out there by the waterfall, but I don't think I'll be able to climb onto those in my current state. So maybe I'll just read that sign once again and see if there's a hint or something. The narrator steps in. Take control of the Legend of the Mermaid. Looking for applicants. Do you wish to challenge? Well, yes, I do. I dread the thought of seeing a male mermaid. Okay, well, I guess strictly speaking, a male mermaid would be a merman. So if it has to be the Legend of the Mermaid specifically, it's going to have to be I. Are you ready? So it's another ridiculous minigame. I ask for some instructions. Press the A button several times quickly to climb the waterfall in front of you. If you reach the goal located at the top of the waterfall within the specified time, you have completed the training. However, there will be oyakatas appearing at the... Of course there will be, because they're just everywhere. Use your control stick to keep you from falling into the waterfall basin. Ready, set, go. And so, at this point, I am mashing the button at a pretty decent pace, somewhere between... I don't know how to... it's not quite as hard as getting interrogated in Metal Gear Solid. But it's a good clip that you have to mash the button at to keep going. And the thing is, you have next to no warning for when these guys are coming down, especially here at the top where they just appear, and that's fantastic. Also, you have very little turning radius, so it takes quite a while of just hammering on the button. Almost there. There we go. Beautifully done. Yeah, okay, sure. Now I can swim underwater in the deep ocean and rivers. Fantastic. So let's give it a shot. So first of all, it turns out you can't do anything with it while you're moving. But other than that, it works much the same as Ebisumaru's ability to shrink, which is that if you're holding still and you press the C up button, you change into a mermaid. You can mash the button for short strokes, or you can hold down the other one for the longer dashes there. The dashes do seem to be a little bit faster from my perspective, so I guess we'll be doing that. Using our brand new skills to get around this corner. There we go. We discover a precious golden fortune doll. Automatically, your strength gauge is increased by 1. No way. And so we begin swimming back. I guess now we can check out that mysterious underwater entrance in town as well. And so back we go. Seems to lead to a more obscure part of town. There's just one building here, as well as a fortune doll, silver edition. One more, and our strength gauge will increase. All right. It's another shop that sells one-ups as well as golden armor, it seems to be. Gold helmet and gold armor, it's a bit more expensive. But with this, you can defend yourself by resisting 8 shots from the enemy. Again, I have sort of a love-hate relationship with armor in this game, and I really feel like I'm going to waste it and not get the full value out. And in any case, I can't even afford the cheapest armor, so... All those nasty buzzer noises are me trying to change into mermaid form while apparently still being moving or not being in a good position or something. Apologies for making you hear a whole bunch of those. Well, now I can access that button, which you kind of briefly saw way down on the ocean floor. There's also some dango down here, some health ups, and I'm sure those are absolutely fine to eat, sitting on the bottom of the ocean as they are. Ram into the button with my head. And as I was told, that was supposed to open the gates. There's a whole bunch more of those if I need them, which I don't. It's kind of hard to see. As you can tell, the draw distance is extremely short down here. I suppose that's supposed to make sort of a murky water effect, but mostly it's annoying. Japan's Sea. Underwater. So there's some ice around. As you can see, the top is completely frozen over, so we are just in this water section for now. And I'm not 100% sure if I'm actually able to fight anything, I suppose by charging at it, but I can just also keep my distance, and nothing really seems to bother me. There's a surprise pack? The one-up that we're going to grab, of course, while we're down here. If we can swim onto it. It's a little difficult to judge exactly what direction you're going. Almost. There we go. Surprise pack. Yay. So staying near the bottom, we can kind of get underneath some of these icy structures. Check out different areas. There's a spiny ball. Looks like a Kirby's Adventure enemy hanging out in here. And what's this? Come back to it. Seems mysterious. Seems like maybe the next place we should go. I just want to check around the corner here to find my one more silver fortune doll. Fantastic. That means another strength gauge increase. I rather like this song too. It's very soothing. So it appears to be some sort of a submarine wedged into the ice underwater. And very techno inside. We got kind of arrows showing us where to go and some steel corridors. There are spiny things whipping down the hallway into this opening, which actually is just the rear of the submarine. It's kicked us back outside. So, not super helpful. Alright then, I guess we'll go back down and around and try heading in again. Try infiltrating the submarine of evil. Or at least of mystery, I don't know. Maybe it's too soon to say that it's evil. Music makes it seem a little sinister, but anyway. So this time we're going to turn around and go against the flow as these things come flying out at us. Fortunately, they're not too terribly difficult to avoid. We have arrows flashing on the top of the screen telling us that we need to go up. Now, I was expecting at this point that if this was leading to a larger dungeon, there would be a save point, because there typically have been in the past, but so far, not seeing anything. I guess there isn't one. Riding the elevator up to this new room. Yeah, this I'm pretty sure is going to be a dungeon. We got doors. Yeah. Yep. Well, we'll just take a quick look around here. I'm also starting to get, while I was recording this, I was starting to become wary that this video had gone on quite long enough, and I didn't want to overcommit and have to have an episode that was like an hour long or something. So after trying unsuccessfully to grab Mr. Elephant a couple of times, I decided to backtrack, actually, all the way to town, where I could go save the game, and therefore save the adventure of the submarine for the next episode. So this is just a little tease for you there. Once I got back to ground, I was able to take the dragon back to Festival Village, and that's where we're going to go to the end and save our game and call it a day. So we've had quite a bit of progress today, I think. We communicated with the dead, we got ourselves turned into a mermaid, we found a submarine. It's a big day. Thank you ever so much for watching, as always. Next time we're going to delve into the sub, as I promised, and we'll see you next mission.